One thing that's always a little difficult about new characters is kind of trying to figure out how strong they are, where they really sit in the meta, on tier lists, etc. You know, people love to do it, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's easy or that people are correct. And the interesting thing about Anran is there are characters that are similar to her. Like when I see her playstyle, I kind of think it's more of like a Sombra or Tracer kind of pestering the backline. But the way that she does it, it's not super intuitive, I guess you could say. Now, I think a misunderstood part of gameplay loops and like team-based strategy games and things like that is you don't have to get eliminations to have value with your pressure. Now, the more casual players, of course, they won't really be satisfied with that kind of reward. They want to get the eliminations. They want to feel like they're doing something. But in order to do something with a character like Anran, you have to understand that there are counterplays to her game plan. One thing about this clip, you'll see an ally Malga ult is up, and you'll see they're in more or less of a team wipe situation. Now, in this scenario, I feel like your main priority is to not stagger. I don't think you should be pushing up for more kills, so I mean, as a whole, I already kind of disagree with the play that they're going for here. Let's just see what the play is. Alright, so first of all, we have an Alari pylon here, right? In this situation, playing this cover on the side here, if you're going to fight, this would probably be like the best area you can fight in, right? So we push up here. We get a little heal from the pylon. That's good. Now here's the problem. As soon as we are committing this dash right here, so you are leaving your pylon, you're chasing a Lucio into what I assume is towards their spawn. And then our second dash is coming up. Now, you literally right now have a chance to turn back, and I think that would be well advised, but I guess with the on-run kind of chasing them down, they're kind of in the situation of like, I'm either fighting this Lucio or I'm dying anyways. So yeah, we are in fact chasing this Lucio with 0 primary ammo though. Like this, I feel like this decision making is just like kind of inherently flawed. Like sure, you can limit test with a new character, right? The problem is when you limit test with a new character and you make several mistakes and then you blame the character, right? Like the idea of even going for this play in the first place is already bad. And then when you play it poorly, you know, it's not going to turn out well. Now, of course, you could always say, well, you know, I'm just not going to be in the front as the DPS, right? I'm not going to limit test. I'm not going to put myself in a situation to die as the DPS. That's not really my job. But the way this game works, you can't really always choose what your job is going to be. So we're pushing them back. We're making some space. Maybe a little too much space, but holy, I'm whiffing my M1. You know, we're kind of just tossing it out. Kind of autopilot tossing it out, you know. Now the payload's almost here. This is kind of do or die, right? I push in. I know they're going to try to stop us from making space here, right? That's more or less why I push in. Now, is it a little over-aggressive? Yeah. But, like, technically, I could just straight up die here if the Kiri's, like, paying attention and, like, domes me. But I'm moving, like, pretty fast with this dash, right? So I get behind them, pressuring the healer. The thing with Kiri, stuff like Kiri, Moira, Reaper, Wraith Form, stuff like that, can remove the ignite. So those are generally, like, not fights you want to overcommit to. I think you actually hear it here. She's ignited. I think she does actually Suzu here. You might be able to hear that. Yeah, right there. She Suzu'd my ignite. Yeah, I'm not really looking to commit to that fight, right? I'm kind of just pressuring the backline. This Anran comes out. I mean, it's literally a mirror. I'm never like guaranteed to win this, so I'm fine just like returning to point here with my other dash. Pressure the healers some more. The diva is obviously trying to get me off her healers. It is her job, you know. But I see the diva's low, and that is no Suzu, right? She's still like under half after that Suzu, but the fact there's no Suzu means my ignite is here to stay. So I'm gonna pressure a little bit more because we're getting close to overtime, right? Just push in. I can always grab this large medkit, right? That's kind of why I like to stay around this area. Similar to what I was saying with the pylon in the first clip on Twitter. You want to stay in these areas that you have ways to support yourself in, right? Like areas with large medkits and stuff are very good pressuring and flanking type of spaces to hold. So here I'm just being annoying because like I'm also taking that resource away from them. Like this medkit is technically in their space and I'm taking it from them. So now the diva doesn't have medkit. She doesn't have Suzu. I'm pushing the mech. The mech is down, right? Now I can return to point. I am a little low. The medkit is down. My dash is coming back up. I see the Anran again. Now here I'm thinking 3 seconds, right? I should never fight this Anran here. This is not a good fight. I'm lower health, the same character. You should realistically never think about winning these fights. I'm just gonna run back to point, right? I die. The Vendetta's holding the freaking ult because they're, you know, why not, bro? It's overtime. But here's the thing. This is what I'm saying. You can't choose what your job is. I have to touch here, right? I don't like in this. I don't see anyone else on my team touching. It's 7 seconds left. We rip the ult, right? Who else is doing this, bro? And I get a kill with it too. Is like this stack up of pressure, like their backlines being low, all this pressure that I've been putting on them is adding up. So now they have no tank. Their Kiriko's low. When I rip this ult, it's a kill and I'm touching, right? Like this is so valuable for the team's positioning. Like what is Pilot Diva gonna do besides die to me? What is she gonna do? The amount of DPS characters that can play like this are very few and far between. I actually kind of like comparing her to Echo. The way that you kind of, you know, use your mobility to go around and try to find pressure, and you kind of just like, you stack up your ignite, similar to like you throw out your stickies, right? So it's really all about picking your fights. I think that it's very hard to do, and if you do it incorrectly, it can make the character feel bad. But it's because it's hard. You have to get used to the character. So no, I don't think Anran is necessarily underpowered. Sure, going forward, we may see that the counterplay is better than like the potential of the character, and maybe she does need a buff. For now, I just say let her live. You know, it's a promising DPS. And personally, I'm a fan.